YouTube, good to see you guys. Got an exciting video for you today. This is not an idea that I came up with myself. Actually, a good friend of mine recommended this to me. It's pretty simple. I'm really just going to be giving a guide as to what I would recommend to somebody either coming back and returning to Mlb The Show that's been playing for a long time, or just kind of getting into the game. I want to, kind of touch on everything that's doesn't really have to do with gameplay, just more, how to build your team. And everybody knows MLB is a very easy, no money spent game. Not easy, but it's just very simple to get good cards without having to work too hard. So we'll start here. I just want to show my team a little bit. Go ahead and switch to this. Now, I don't necessarily have an insane team. I just put Ben Rice on this team. I'd normally have somebody different. There's a ton of guys that we could use. But, I have all the important guys. I have Miggy, Miggy P5. I have Mickey, I have Ian. I have Ellie on the bench. I don't quite have Chipper yet. I haven't really found it too necessary to get him because he's really just a money grab, I've come to find. But 26 is unique in the way that we're of course out of the power creep, which, if any of you are not familiar, is basically when the game starts giving you much lower overalls and we work to higher ones. So the only 99s that were available on day one were the live series collection guys, and that's what we were accustomed to for a long time. That's how the game was for a while. But the last few years, I think 23, 24, we had sets and seasons. It might have been, I can't remember if they got rid of it last year or not. Pretty sure they got rid of it last year. But the best overalls in the game right now are still 99s, but we only have a few of them. And there is a completely new rarity introduced this year, which is Red Diamond. And I don't want to go over everything that's new because we're in May now, so the game's not super fresh. But there's definitely some things to learn, especially for somebody like my friend who's played the other games before, but it just got 26, and what to start with. So what I always like to do when I get into a game is just kind of go through the settings and get all my settings right. Please go check out my settings and tips video. I'll link that video below. It's also just on my page if you go check that out. I think that's pretty helpful. But settings I really don't think are too important. But I really want to focus on team building because I love team building. I love this aspect of it. I love having a bunch of different cards to choose from, and that's a big thing that the power creepers gave us is, one, the content is great this year. Yes, there's a lot of switch hitters, but that gets into its whole own issue, which I'm sure I'll make a video ranting about because I can't stop talking about it. I don't think anybody can, but I'm not really one to beat a dead horse too much. So starting as far as programs go, this year and last year too, which I really like, they've kind of separated everything for us. I have every program done except for these, of course. But starting out, really you just want to kind of get through everything that you like. In all honesty, I know a lot of people say you need to get boom 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 done, like you should do these things in order. I don't necessarily agree with that. I didn't finish Team Affinity. I know a lot of people aren't done with Team Affinity. What I was saying was I didn't finish it until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was really just to get Miggy. But I don't want you guys to think like you get into the game like, oh, I have to have boom boom boom, I have to have all these guys on my team. Like, I see a lot of people fall into that pattern. I think it just really makes the game boring. I think when you're constantly chasing the best card, and just while I'm on the topic of chasing good cards, like, a card like Jimmy, who wasn't the biggest collection reward, who was a big part of the collection, he's not that hard to get. I just want to show you, like, let's compare him to this Ellie, who's not tough to get, but like, so if you're super worried about grinding Spotlight, like, you really don't have to. You don't even have to worry about Spotlight. If you're first getting in the game, you can get this Jimmy probably in a day or two, and he's way better than a Lightning card, like the first Lightning card we've gotten all year, especially with a name like Ellie. I think it's very funny. But I mean, already we're pretty new into the game, and I already have 4 teams full of diamonds already. Like, all of these teams are all diamond lineups. This is just like a second team I have, and then of course we have the grind team, which is a whole nother thing. But looking at the programs that we've gotten this year, we did have the WBC content, which was awesome. I love that. The WBC is one of the best things all year for baseball and just period in sports. It's incredible to watch. We have a bunch of these programs. These are all just your common player programs. You need all these cards for collections. The WBC ones are definitely tough to complete. These took me the longest because there's all kinds of missions you got to do with certain players and stuff like that. So these ones are tough, and they're 100 points each. The St. Patrick's Day one was pretty quick. It's just all missions. So if you have the time, and like I didn't even finish this one. So if you have the time, you just get it done with. Cityscapes also wasn't too bad. It's a moment and then a mission with each one, so it's not too tough. I recommend when you first, if you are just starting with the Diamond Dynasty team and you just want to play and be, have a good team, this Travis Hafner is an incredible place to start. This card absolutely rigged for me. This card was hitting 458 in 11 games, and I got him, I mean, stupid quick. Like, all these moments get you to what? 6, 12, 18, 24, and then 30 points already. And the mission, there's 2 missions. Like, it's super easy. And the nice thing that I like about missions is that a lot of these are super passive. Like, they just kind of happen as you're playing the game. You don't really have to go out of your way to grind these really hard and just be like, man, I gotta focus on these. I am going to link a Google Doc down below that a guy in the community made, and it's a tracker for every single program in the game. I couldn't get it pulled up, but I will link that below. It's very helpful. I've used it to complete almost everything. And then the inning paths are always, fun to do. They're very, very, very passive. It's tough to kind of target those. And like I said, I have Team Affinity done. I have every card that I need. I don't have every single TA card, but you don't really need every single TA card for anything. So that's been nice. And then there's always the multiplayer program. And I'm sure, as a lot of you guys know, assuming you're returning players, there's always things to do, and there's always easy ways to get guys. I recommend really focusing your time on cards that can make your team better in the moment. It's tough this time of year because we're early, but there's still like really good cards to get. Like, there's a bunch of collections already that could feel like you're missing out on. Miggy is pretty tough to get. I was just lucky enough. I was at like halfway with vouchers when he came out, so it wasn't too bad for me. Just made it a little easier. But looking at all the modes we have this year, it's all the same. Events is kind of nice. Excuse me, they've turned to events and mini seasons really hard this year. If I have to play another mini seasons, I'm gonna tear all my hair out, because mini seasons was like, anybody you'd ask, they'd be like, just do your mini seasons. Like, how do I make stubs? Play mini seasons. You don't have to play mini seasons. I genuinely recommend Diamond Quest more. You get more as you're going on. It's much easier to do passively. And if you're good enough, like, I'm not even great at the game, but for somebody like me, like, I can play the stadium challenges on GOAT and win probably 85% of the time. And I'm not incredible at the game, I'm not bad, but I played Diamond Quest a lot, and I really enjoy that mode. I think it's pretty underutilized. I prefer it a ton to mini seasons. But of course, it's awesome to have the customizable mini seasons this year. Let's see if we can get, so like this, if I was just going to start this mini seasons, I can choose how many innings I want each game to be. It can either be 3 or 9, or I can play a full mini season, or just 7 games. That's awesome. We've been needing that for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really give one solid piece of advice and say, like, you should do this right now. But just, kind of explore it and have fun with it. Like I said earlier, the biggest thing is just not getting bored or feel like you're burnt out or dying out because you're just doing the same stuff over and over. Take breaks from the game, please. I love this game. It's genuinely a hobby for me, and I play it all the time. I stream it, obviously. I'm not saying I'm trying to make this game a living, but I'm playing this game for 13, 14 years now. But I've really only been doing Diamond Dynasty since like 2018, and MLB 18 was not a good year to start, I can tell you that. But it's obviously so nice to have a game where it's so easy to get things very quickly, very smoothly. One of my biggest gripes this year is the card prices and the fact that a lot of things are stuck behind packs. Like Shohei, I mean, is up to 700k, I think. Judge is 400. Let's see if we can find Shohei here. Let's just search up his name. Yeah, I mean, Shohei's up to 725k. Like, Live Series should always be your first priority because it's going to give you the most. I mean, I only have I have 3 divisions left. I'm missing just Judge here, and then I'm missing the big guys here. But these are the really good cards this year. I'm sure you've heard about them if you follow the game at all. And then the Dodgers should be its own collection. Another big thing I would say was, as far as gameplay goes, is I would say just play as much ranked as you can handle. I've found that it's pretty easy to get things just by winning games. Granted, once you get higher up there, they don't really reward you as much for winning a good amount of games, which is unfortunate. You can win 20 plus games on co-op or ranked at like 900 division, but it really doesn't give you much, because once you've already hit those tiers like 900 and 1000, or 800 and 700, however it is for you. It just doesn't give you that much, because once you pass that and you're done with like multiplayer program, the XP and the XP path, you don't really have much to grind. And I'm kind of in that spot right now. Not that I have nothing to grind. I could, of course, just keep going for live series, but I really don't feel like just doing the same thing over and over and over again. I don't want to play Diamond Quest a bunch. I don't want to play mini seasons a bunch. But this year is definitely a little more tolerable in terms of the grind. I just think I'm probably feeling like that because this is the year I've by far played the most already this early in the year. This year I've definitely been taken seriously, and I'm proud of the team I built thus far, and I've been playing pretty well. I'm 30 and 10 in ranked. And another big thing this year that I think is very underrated, I would say, is these exchanges. I've been telling like kind of anybody I can about these. If you have silvers, you can trade these silvers in, and you will get a gold pack that it will have a gold player in it. And golds this year, especially right now because we're about to hit a roster update, the cards are, I didn't mean to collect Murakami because I want to keep him because he's going to go up. Golds are just going for some of the highest they've ever gone. I can't quite get one now. But you can get a gold and easily sell it for 1200 if you get a good one. Anywhere from like 6 to 1200, even up into like the 13-14s. It's just very easy stubs. Stubs are probably the easiest to come by they've ever been. I feel pretty confident saying that. There's just so many methods to do. If you are interested in a certain method that I've discovered myself, you can put a comment down below and request to talk to me about that, and I will talk to you privately if that's something you're interested in. I'll touch on that more if you guys talk to me. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. Please leave some comments down below if you prefer these kind of commentary videos or you want just straight gameplay videos. I'm willing to do whatever. Comment any questions you have about this video, if I should touch on anything more. I'm sorry if this was kind of short or left anything to be desired. I'm still getting good at this, but regardless, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, I can get some more videos coming out. The last video did pretty well, and I thank you guys tremendously for that. But if you are watching these videos, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. You have no idea how much it means to me. Leaving a comment, even just seeing a comment or a like on my YouTube video brings so much joy to me. It makes me so happy. Content creation is something that's very, I'm not going to say serious, but was always a crazy dream for me, and for it to be somewhat of a reality is pretty nuts. I appreciate you guys a ton. Be good. I'll catch you.